Hi, my name is Kristen Herring, and this is the discussion board number 3, initial response for data analysis for continuous school improvement. The Organization for Economic Cooperation and Development, or the OECD, collects information from across the globe in order to influence policy and improve the economic welfare of all people in every country. In regards to education, the OECD has studied many issues related to evaluation and assessment in schools in order to describe what different countries use and the strengths and weaknesses of evaluation and assessment tools. Then, after collecting and analyzing, the OECD seeks to offer the best options or recommendations for making improvements, so schools, administrators, and teachers can go and look at that. After I read the article, I went to the OECD website to gather more information about them, and I found that it's a great resource for educators and administrators around the world. They seek to close the opportunity gaps and increase the knowledge base of all individuals in order to improve the lives of all people. In the article that we read, Evaluation and Assessment Frameworks for Improving School Outcomes, the OECD provided research about many evaluation and assessment techniques used for teachers, students, and schools in 23 countries with the purpose of improving student achievement. It was noted that all the countries see a need for a set of frameworks for evaluation and assessment in order to have high-achieving and equitable schools. The OECD review reveals some similar challenges that are seen in these countries as they develop evaluation and assessment policies, and they gave some recommendations. So I'm going to go through each of the challenges and the recommendations that they gave. First, they started with governance and implementation challenges. The school, the teacher, and the student evaluation does need to be done, but it all needs to be intertwined. Feedback needs to be provided to everyone with the expectation that they will have improvement. Knowing the teachers should be the experts in their field, they should be included in the assessment process. The school and students should all be assessed as well as the teachers, but if the teachers are included, they tend to have vested interest in the student outcomes. Having incentives in place for students and support for the teachers as needed is important, and teacher evaluations should be used for improvement. Evaluation and assessment processes need to be in place and discussed. These should be planned with all the stakeholders, and evaluators need some time for evaluation training in order to do their best job. The second challenge is student assessment. The key here is that standards are in alignment, and standardized tests with high degree of validity, reliability, and usability are used. Teachers should be trained in assessing all of the standards that are in place. Testing will impact students' desire to learn, and so testing should be minimal, but we should do what is needed. Teacher exams and standardized exams are both criticized and have issues, so the OECD recommends that a combination of teacher-based with strategic scoring and external assessments both be provided. That way you have validity and reliability. And it's important to assess the teacher's ability to engage the students in the learning. So those are the things regarding student assessment. The third challenge is teacher evaluation. Allowing teachers to identify areas of weakness that they personally have so that they can receive the training that is needed is important for improvement. Basing pay and opportunities on student achievement holds teachers accountable. So these are the two ways that teachers could be evaluated. The problem with that, both of them tend to leave teachers a little fearful or scared. And so using a combination of these two is ideal in teacher evaluations. Just knowing that teachers may have that fear, and so there needs to be some balance in the two, and the expectation would be that the teachers would not lower their performance in the classroom, but the OECD said that when they are fearful of retaliation or issues that could happen or decreases in pay, they may lower their performance. The fourth challenge is school evaluation. Self-evaluation of schools is great because it requires the school to take some ownership and be reflective, but it could cause a rift between the school and the community. External evaluation is needed to increase the rigor, and it provides some accountability for student achievement. Some teachers really struggle with understanding data, and so it may be important to bring in people from the outside to help them understand or provide modeling and assistance with that. The fifth challenge is system evaluation. This creates high-level objectives, and they need to be broad in nature so that they encompass all that students need to achieve. The creation of a system that allows you to assess indicators and measurements that are put in place is important. The great thing about system evaluation is that it does identify achievement gaps. It provides a place or a way for all the data to be shared with stakeholders. But it's important to build competent teams that are able to analyze the data and report out. So one major takeaway that I received reading the OECD article and looking at their website is to continually look at OECD as an educational leader, because they are continually reading and researching and reviewing educational processes around the world. They can provide information and recommendations that all teachers and educational leaders can look at as a possibility of things to include in their building and in their district. So I enjoyed just doing the research and looking at what they had to offer.